Malcolm Rivers, a seasoned security guard hardened by years of solitary watchkeeping, finds himself standing before the rusted gates of Whittaker Asylum. The building looms ominously against the setting sun, its darkened silhouette a testament to decades of abandonment and decay. When he steps inside the cobwebbed reception area, the muted pings of his footsteps echo against the fading remnants of a bygone era. Job instructions clutched tightly in his gloved hand direct him to the security room, his vantage point for the long, unforgiving nights ahead, settling into the makeshift command post. A small room cluttered with outdated monitors and a single flickering bulb. Malcolm recalls the tales spun by the townsfolk. They say the asylum is a place cursed by the souls of the tormented, shadows of the insane left to roam its corridors even after life departed. He shakes off the chill creeping down his spine, intent on dispelling myth from reality. It is only a building, he reassures himself, one that holds no power over the rational mind. As the evening light fades to black, Malcolm begins his watch, eyes darting between screens. The feed is grainy, the dull hum of the equipment omnipresent. Ward by ward, he checks for signs of intrusion, but his gaze lingers on the sealed north wing long after confirming its emptiness. In the shifting grains, the already eerie image becomes disconcerting, like an old photograph that refuses to stay still. Malcolm shrugs it off, attributing this visual anomaly to the effects of poor maintenance and fading technology. Night falls deeper, cloaking the asylum in a stifling darkness that presses in from all sides. The wind carries a faint, haunting melody, a whisper of cries long silenced. Malcolm feels an uninvited guest's presence in the chill that seems to sweep through the corridors. Yet the screens reveal nothing tangible. Each shadow seems elongated, every doorway a lurid gateway into an unfathomable depth, but nothing stirs behind the veil of static and silent films flickering on screens before him. An eerily rhythmic sound draws Malcolm's attention to the north wing monitor, a soft tapping, as if someone or something scratches gently at the surface from within. Rising from his chair, Malcolm steps closer to the screen, his heart pounding in his chest. Sweat beads upon his brow as he leans in, trying to discern the source of this nocturnal disturbance. His rational mind grapples with the burgeoning sense of unease, a battle quickly lost to paranoia, bred by isolation, and the inescapable weight of place history. Malcolm's mind races back to the tale of Dr. Edwin Harling, the asylum's rumored architect of suffering, whose experimental therapies tormented more than mended. The North Wing was known for his most secretive conduct, the unspeakable stashed behind barred doors. As the hour passes, Malcolm's vigilance is tested by shadows that dance upon his weary eyes. He attempts to dismiss the newly awakened fear as a trick of tiredness, an exercise squandered in logic's faltering strength against superstition's creeping hold. With witching hour upon him, Malcolm battles the unrest that pulls his gaze to the oscillating screens. The north wing again captures his focus, where static-riddled images suggest a glimpse of movement amongst shadows, skepticism infused with a thread of dread forms, a tight knot in his stomach, an inkling of witnessing something brushed against rationality's fabric. Warnings mentored by misjudgment of the past corral through Malcolm's reflections, urging caution. It seems absurd to venture into what could easily be an issue of corroded wires or electrical surges. But those escalating instinctual alarms banish practicality. He'd like to err on the side of caution, except the legend's clawed grip is much too firm. Compelled beyond reason's grasp, Malcolm decides to investigate, stepping beyond the confines of security's comfort cloak. Every footfall reverberates within forgotten halls. Hollow echoes dance mockingly back, a haunting reply to his solitary, secretive repose. He ventures into the tangible labyrinth of his fears, a lone soul among the shadows that seem to have their own whispered secrets to divulge. The very air seems to ripple with anticipation as Malcolm weaves through echoing hallways, bathed only in the scant light of his feeble torch. His footsteps pause before the foreboding threshold of the north wing. This is no longer a mere section of an old building. It stands before him as an adversary, a keeper of countless secrets and hauntings. As Malcolm steps across this invisible but indelible boundary, his resolve is tested against a tide of distorted memory. The scent of mildew and time-borne dust assails his senses with tactile aggression, abrasive and unrelenting. Each step exudes resistance, his presence seemingly opposed by the very essence of spectral preservation that claws against modern intrusions. The corridor stretches ahead, labyrinthine in its design, cracking tiles recounting whispers of suffering. Malcolm's heart beats in synchrony with his cautious progression, attuned to any aberration, any disturbance that may finally render the intangible into blatant torment. He recalls the rumors about this place, a sanctum for the unspeakable, ascribed to Dr. Harling's reign. As apprehension coils tighter around his consciousness, he questions his sanity and safety in the darkness, shivering beneath the weight of the unknown. In the dead stillness of the north wing, Malcolm encounters relics of human suffering unfurling like pages from a defiled book. He peers into open cells, glimpsing faded sheets upon metal-framed cots rusted with disuse. Symbols etched in fading chalk mar the walls, accompanied by scribbled phrases, cryptic echoes of past voices refusing to be silenced. Malcolm's breath catches as an unexpected clatter reverberates through the still air, emanating from farther down the hall where the shadows are darkest. Instinctively, he raises the flashlight, its beam piercing the gloom. The path is empty, yet the raw sensation of being watched chills his spine. The hallways seem to narrow oppressively around him, as if time itself conspires to hold him within its haunted embrace. Panic brushes against Malcolm's stoicism, edging him towards decisions driven less by choice than necessity. Instinct propels him onward. His curiosity pushes back against the growing flood of madness that seeps from windowless panes and sealed chambers. Malcolm's consciousness battles against history's spectral pantheon. Yet rationality falters. Eclipsed by experiences he cannot logically articulate, the oppressive weight of the asylum's past converges upon Malcolm, who stands immobile against the desultory whispers of the North Wing. His consciousness wrestles with something both intimate and foreign, like a lingering dream twisted into nightmarish reality. Doubts born of a skeptical mind battle vivid visions born of primal fear. The shuffling echoes behind sealed doorways resonate with a morbid harmony, teasing memories of the institution's tragic history. Malcolm suppresses the growing tremor in his hands, his flashlight beam faltering as if consumed by the surrounding blackness. The asylum's energy, an unsettling amalgam of neglected souls and discarded dreams, feels tangibly alive, hungering for acknowledgement. Determined to reclaim his sense of control, Malcolm edges toward an administration office buried in the heart of the North Wing. Rust-stained files erupt from cabinets, each testament to lives enfolded in the asylum's smothering grasp. Flickers of paper drift like ash through the stale air. As Malcolm seeks documentation, a distraction thick with the gravity of truth buried beneath the centuries of ordnance. Fumbling through the dust-laden files on the administrator's desk, Malcolm stumbles upon records that chronicle the asylum's past patients. The weight of stored stories of torment submerges him in a labyrinth of the mind, pulling him deeper into its inescapable vortex. A recurring name surfaces: Daniel Harling, son of the infamous Dr. Harling. The brief notes regarding Daniel are enigmatic, hinting at his peculiar demise during a supposedly routine procedure administered by his father. Malcolm absorbs the fragmented chronicles, piecing together a narrative that gnaws subversively beneath his skin. He reads, revisiting moments etched on failing paper with shocking clarity, accounts of Daniel's near-constant torment and desperation occasionally break through the brittle facade. In learning of Dr. Harling's tragic guilt, tainted with dark scientific fervor, Malcolm's appreciation of the asylum alter as fissures in his confidence converge into gaping chasms. Unearthed secrets devour his equilibrium, whispering of half-forgotten deeds now unleashed within these walls, a creeping unease that fuels paranoia. As the lines between the past and present blur, Malcolm's immersion into history's haunting clutches proves to be a tightrope walked over an abyss. Malcolm scrutinizes the records, their revelations twisting the asylum into a theater of tormented memories. The air vibrates with the whispers of restless spirits trapped in limbo, a revelation felt manifesting physically, pressing on Malcolm with invisible hands. The immediate danger of living specters encourages flight. Yet Malcolm finds himself incapacitated by curiosity, tainted with empathy. These recordings hint at unfinished tales, forcibly ended lives, bearing witnesses to pain and madness that have never found peace. Eyes wide open, Malcolm unearths a blueprint, artistic scratches charting the asylum's bowels, revealing very recent modifications that have erased the north wing from formal record. Frenzy soon mingles with insight, heightening the macabre sensations swirling within. The unforgiving maze offers its own distorted guidance, equilibrium fleeting beneath the crumbling walls. Yet Malcolm realizes he must brave the unknown. The end will demand complete immersion in the diabolical encounter that prepares its theater beneath such foreboding ceilings. The truth of the past, an uninvited guest, rides the coattails of awakening. As the heavy drape of disbelief falls away, Malcolm is left vulnerable to enchantments woven by eldritch hand. Each step forward feels foreshadowed by vanishing sanity. Yet, his resolve to conclude this haunted narrative is armored by determination. With newly acquired knowledge, Malcolm re-enters the heart of the asylum, its pathways animated with spectral cries reaching from depths unknown, memories of his own plummet through the corridors of thought, punctuating the confines of his imagination and defying containment. Fear assumes the guise of unfamiliar courage as Malcolm crosses the threshold into forgotten rooms, harboring experiments undone through fate's reprisal. He senses the ghosts waiting, their intent palpable. They simmer and swell, inciting a simmering undercurrent. The north wing spell is physically broken, a shocking weft of fresh air unearthed by peeling walls and wrapped tightly around Malcolm. Phantoms from beyond make their presence known, drifting into the realm of reality with chilling visibility. History, lie maintained, emerges as malignant presence, intent on binding the future together with the collapsed fragments of the past. Unveiling shadows coil around Malcolm as he delves deeper into Sanctuary's concealed wing, echoing with ghastly remembrances. Rooms lay dormant, but their silence screams loudly with past erasures, a testament to the souls extinguished within. Disconnected voices seem to narrate stories, painting unseeable horrors across the walls that stretch into timeless oubliettes. Malcolm traverses passageways where natural law has ceased to apply, where time clings more resolutely than gravity and static charges unravel logic. His heart beats a rhythm only fear can inspire, keeping pace with vision's blurring vision, bleeding history through inhospitable present constraints. He stands on the precipice of discovery only nightmares unleash. Near the center of this forgotten chasm, Malcolm's flashlight falls across an alcove where dust denies consumption. Within this realm of repose, ghostly feet etch paths of desperate pacing, interrupted only by glimmers rising from toy trains and keys hanging disused in mock swirl of children's play. The phantasms solidify until one materializes as a childlike image, a hint of familiarity coaxed from thin air. Its presence pleads remembrance and draws Malcolm nearer to the unknown with vibrant allure. In the choking embrace of bewilderment, Malcolm's thoughts are engulfed by the childlike apparition. It reaches into his consciousness, weaving its desires through Malcolm's tangled inner landscape. Recognition births once dormant sentiments, haunting the fringes of his memories with shadows of lost innocence. Drawn irrevocably towards the spirit's lingering sadness, Malcolm feels transported beyond both time and self, past the boundaries of existence. The surroundings shift from weighty grimness to a kaleidoscope of memory. Through this cycle, the spirit's presence sharpens with every detail recalled, edging reality into ghostly portrayal. Caught between dimensions, Malcolm begins to unravel the asylum's narrative spine, an interwoven tale of love, defiance, and unrepented loss. The spectral child gestures a bond bridging existence, compelling Malcolm towards diverging understanding, where the whispers of forgotten stories align with current awareness. Unassailable truths span lifetimes, connecting Malcolm to their predetermined scars. A weaving the spirit anticipates surrender. Crossing thresholds, Malcolm assimilates the spirit's whispered reality. A narrative river converges, carrying him over tumultuous rapids towards enlightenment. Forsaken futures become bridgeways to eminent greetings as memory and revelation align, echoing beneath tangible temporality. Silence no longer weaves a lonely narrative as Malcolm discerns the faint music of torment, harmonized by time's enduring touch. A chorus, amplified within the north wings, maze yielding unseen resonance. Immersed, Malcolm digests the formless play of psi echoes drawing seeking peace within the spirit of the asylum's eldest remnants. Suddenly, the weight of timeless enigma crescendos. The spirit draws Malcolm to a room lost to coherence, revealing an echo of Dr. Harling's perverse presence. A shadow shaped purely through intangible distortions. Hungry for closure, Malcolm accepts the immaterial's truth, opening himself to possible redemption of archaic disassociation. Herein the wefts of forgotten silence converge, demanding tribute from instilled legacies. The asylum's symphony swells around Malcolm, resonating with boundless energy, a living tapestry of echoes proclaiming unearthed redemption. Defined in spectral shapes, shadows cradle Malcolm's journey through darkness and luminescence, intertwining significant influences unspoken, firmly rooted now in the narrative tapestry. Clarity unfolds through Malcolm's consciousness, bridging thoughts of uncertainty. Guided by the spirit child, tugging urgently at frayed edges of faded pathways. As the rooms press closer, memories transcend isolation, chanting of drifts, relinquishing monstrous imprints in the halls. Undeterred, Malcolm forges forward. His next encounter is with the academic sanctuary, a library replete with forbidden texts and pictures merging into a dark composition, fluttering at the edge of reason. Encrypted artistry weaves intrigue as Malcolm stretches the fabric of thought, unstitching worldly assurance to embrace unseen threads defining reality and illusion. Quiet revelations mendied among spectral reticence, eclipsed by the immensity of recovered knowledge. The assemblage resonates with Malcolm's spirit, a tremulous alliance in the journey's zenith. A dance of phantoms and truths weaves through the asylum's brittle shell, brushing first against persuasion's tentative awareness. Problematized motives surface as Malcolm embraces the spirited history, yielding beneath the oppressive sky. A transitory veil promises engagement where separate lines of time unite, heralded by the soft swells of understanding. Aligned with profound engagement, Malcolm joins the child's quiet revelation, a friendship cultivated across billowing veils of passionate disorientation. Here stands the asylum's final stage, flickering with impressions profound and fleeting. Malcolm comprehends the haunting's culmination, a chessboard of cerebral intricacies drawing its own theater, binding flesh to shadows' remaining quatrains. Together with the spectral memory's touch of finality, Malcolm ventures beyond thresholds long presumed inert, embracing reflectivity resolute in the haunting song of yesterday. The stage is set, a climax pursued through spectral whispers of revelation, unfurling alongside immortalized tales, near mystical. Enlightenment tempers as tunnel vision clarity enables Malcolm a vivid resolution, weaving ghostly acceptance among life's tapestry. Beneath the asylum's gothic industrial embrace, a thread of peace replaces unsated longing, once threatening to engulf the spirit caught amidst history's labyrinth. Shifting hues translate timeless farewells to finale chords, imbuing melancholy with triumph's echo. Asylum fades as Malcolm concludes, gathering fortitude among shadows, carrying faded harmony into witnessing present. Alone amidst history's conclave, Malcolm lingers upon his storytelling, newfound knowledge, a commingled hope beyond physical walls, instilled exudes freedom alongside cautioned yearning. Moonlight imparts gentle closure, emphasizing remembered wisdom folded in understanding. The whistle of dawn accents asylum's close, its darkened heart kindled with light of solace and guard for wayfaring spirits untethered upon new journeys.